Coming up on Rick Dancer TV, we're taking you to the wild state of Alaska, out in the middle of nowhere, to the Redoubt Mountain Lodge and Lake Clark National Park and Preserve. That's coming up next.
You know, my kids are raised here. My husband works for the oil company.
Lying. All husbands bring their wives to Alaska.
Well,
get dragged.
but I mean, after a while, it's not bad. Would you like a flower?
I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. Hi, I'm Rick Dancer for Rick Dancer TV. We're in Alaska, and we're on the old Seward Scenic Highway. And Seward was named after U.S. Secretary of State William Seward, because in 1867, he brokered the deal to purchase Alaska from Imperial Russia for $7.2 million. And after what you're about to see tonight, I think you're going to think that was a pretty darn good investment. So welcome to Alaska. We're taking the Seward Highway south from Anchorage to a little ski resort town called Girdwood. This is called the Turn Again Arm. The ocean moves up and down this gorge, bringing wildlife and whales into this inland section of Alaska. There are numerous hikes all along this section of roadway, so just pick the one that you like the best. We're taking off on a trail that goes right behind the ski resort and the lodge, right by the tram. This hike takes you up to the top, and it's not an easy climb. But the trip is beautiful, and when you get to the top, you can eat at the lodge or maybe grab a beer. We decided to keep going and take the trail all the way up to the top chairlift. The view is amazing, but if you want to ski, you kind of have to go at the right time of year. So honey and I climbed all the way up here. Thought we could go skiing. Get in there with me and be an idiot. Yeah. Thought we could go skiing, and there's no snow. And we're the only ones up here. So that makes us ridiculously stupid. But it was fun. So now we're gonna go down and go get some food. Go to, where are we going? What town? Portage. We're going to Portage to get some food. Oh, she thinks I need to get a shot of this. Hold on. Wait, I'll show you. The payoff for hiking all the way to the top is you get a free ride on the gondola back to the bottom. We ended up eating at the bake shop in Girdwood. We drove to what used to be called the town of Portage, and there was nothing there. Nothing. Even though Portage is still listed on a map. Oh well. When in Alaska, be willing to act like a pioneer. We'll be right back. Alaska is the largest state in the United States. It's bigger than Montana, Texas, and California combined. And here's the one I didn't know at all. Alaska has a larger coastline than the rest of the entire 48 states. So tonight we're going to show you Alaska. Anchorage is a surprisingly large city. Most of the population in the state of Alaska lives in or around this major metropolitan city. Anchorage is very spread out. It's almost unnerving. If you take Portland, Oregon, where the city limits is only about 145 square miles, and there are close to 620,000 people just in those city limits, Anchorage is 1,700 square miles with only about 400,000 people living in that city limits. The town has major malls, lots of tourist stuff to try and take home with you. There are dozens of hikes close to town with views you just can't describe. Weather's always a changing factor in Alaska. You just get used to it and you do what you plan to do. We went on a major hike inside the city limits. It takes you all the way up, and look at that view. You can see everything. But I'm telling you what, the last 500 feet, you're climbing straight up rocks. No steps like right there, and we were pretty proud of ourselves.
So see that big mountain right there, right behind us? That was a 4.5-mile hike up and down, and we had to do mountain climbing at the same time. I mean, literally, we were climbing like rocks. And I would have shown video of it, but it was also windy and rainy and pouring, and I didn't want to ruin my camera, because you're not worth it.
In Alaska, airplanes are your taxi. Without airplanes, you wouldn't get very far in this state. Airplanes haul people and stuff and supplies all over the state. We're flying 1.5 hours west of Anchorage to the Redoubt Mountain Lodge. Now, a few years ago, we went there and put together a video for you to show you what the Redoubt Mountain Lodge is all about. Watch. This is Alaska's version of Grand Central Station.
There's a huge percentage of the state, like 98% or something, that's not even accessible by road. So airplanes, whether wheels or floats, have to be able to service people that live or want to run businesses in the wilderness.
Everything is flown into and out of the Redoubt Mountain Lodge on a float plane. Everything.
You fly for about 45 minutes down the inlet, down the ocean. And it's new and unique, but it's not quite spectacular beauty. It's just ocean and seashore and coastline. And then you get into the mountains all of a sudden.
A trip to Redoubt Mountain is like a trip back in time to another world.
I've flown into, I can't even tell you how many dozens of lodges over my flying career, and Redoubt Mountain Lodge is the most beautiful location, for one thing.
There are no roads, no cell phones, and no reminders of life as we know it. This is wilderness. This is what earned Alaska the honor of being considered the last frontier.
The main features is certainly the Mount Redoubt, is to be able to look at a 10,000-foot volcano, active volcano within view from a number of different angles around the surrounding area. But what's also become really popular is just the Crescent River Valley. Just a picturesque valley with rivers converging and flowing right through the center of it, and 4,000-foot peaks either side of you.
Peaks that seem to watch over you. Every turn, every view filled with towering mountains.
I think it's just more and more difficult to find completely remote locations anymore with no other operators and no other crowds.
At Redoubt Mountain Lodge, isolation is their specialty. The lodge is situated on 5 privately owned acres nestled in the shadow of Redoubt Mountain. All this in the middle of 4 million acres of national park and preserve. Here, you are alone. Just you, the other guests, the staff, and the wilderness.
We have 6 little private log cabins throughout the property. They each have their own bathroom, which includes a toilet, shower, sink, hot water, heat, with a thermostat inside for you to control. We have a queen and a twin bed in each cabin with just the best flannel sheets ever.
At Redoubt Mountain Lodge, remote doesn't mean roughing it.
Everyone says that the beds hold them hostage every morning and they don't want to get out.
There's a cedar hot tub enclosed in a gazebo with screen windows that open.
It has 300-degree views of Crescent Lake and the Chigmit Mountains with our hanging glacier. The main lodge is where all the activity happens. It's kind of the heart of the property. It's where all the life is, where I feed you, where you come to converse with the other guests, where everybody comes to just kind of chill and hang out. And we want to make sure that people are coming here and getting what they want. You're really feeling like the vacation they're on is theirs.
Life at Redoubt Mountain Lodge is simple for the guests. A simple place in the middle of the most wild, untamed land you will ever visit. In Alaska, everything is bigger, wilder, and more extreme.
We call it kind of rustic luxury because for everything that's here, it was brought in by a float plane, which is pretty incredible to think about. And nothing's really fancy five-star rooms, but they're really nice and they're really comfortable, and the beds are, the beds are cozy, and the showers are hot, and the towels are fluffy, the food is good, and the beer is cold, and I think people get here and they realize what they really need to live and be happy. And I think it brings people back down to the basics of what do I need to be happy.
We interrupt this Alaska special. I just wanted to say that because it sounds like the big TV days, like we're interrupting. I want to tell you about the best Mexican food in all of Western Oregon. Ranchito Grill over in Springfield. It's right off of Mohawk, next to the McDonald's right there. And I'll tell you what, Abe and his crew just know exactly what to do when it comes to Mexican food. And they also know how to treat you. You know, like you want to go to a restaurant where you feel like people are really helping you and serving you, and they're just so gracious that way. Every month, we give away 2 free dinners to Ranchito Grill, and all you have to do is go in there, have your dinner, and then put your name and a phone number, and you'll see a Rick Dancer TV box. You just drop it in the box, then we draw. And this month, it's Tony Starr, S-T-A-R-R, Tony Starr. I talked with her on the phone. She's really excited. She was having a bad day. Had only things like laundry, and had her whole day full of boring tasks. And she said, "Oh, you just made my day." And she said, "I love Ranchito Grill. And this is the best part." She said, "I love the people there the most, and plus their food." So anyway, you really got to try it. Homemade, handmade tortillas. I mean, it's just a great place, and they have great drinks and all kinds of stuff. So when you go in, just tell Abe that, yeah, we saw you on Rick Dancer TV, and he'll say, "Thank you, amigo." I promise you, that's what he'll say. So get in there and sign up for you're not going to win if you don't play.
It was brand new when Cy opened the store in 1978. 50 pounds of flour when we make the dough. It actually makes about 100 pounds of dough. We do this every day. Figure over 37 years, we've probably made 13,000 batches of dough or more. It's the foundation of the pizza. Kind of the idea is you're just tightening it, getting the air out. No cracks, no holes in it. So from that 2-pound ball that had about a 6-inch diameter, we're taking it out to about 20 inches. Fresh ingredients. We make our dough, we grate our own cheese, we make our sauce, and I like to think that we make our pizzas with love. All right, that's 21 incher. Size matters.
This next story is a part 2 in a 3-part series that's going to turn into a 4-part series we're doing on Habitat for Humanity. We met the Martinez family, we fell in love with them, and they're such a great representation of what Habitat for Humanity does for a family. And last week we showed you where they were living and why they needed to get out. This week, they're pouring the foundation, and watch the little boys and how mom and dad are really teaching them the value of what Habitat for Humanity believes of helping other people. So watch.
It's finally happening. There's so much that goes through your mind when you're in this process.
Andres and Brenda Martinez cannot believe this day is finally here.
I'm just overwhelmed with emotions and excitement.
To a bystander, it's just another Habitat for Humanity house. To the Martinez family, this is a chance to start over.
To see it start, it's the foundation, and it's the foundation of our future.
That's the garage right here that they're doing first. Just seeing this foundation started, I mean, walking my son around here, showing him, hey, this is the foundation to your bedroom, the same bedroom you're going to grow up in until college.
Tiago and Isaac are too young to understand how much work Mom and Dad put into the program and into other Habitat for Humanity homes. But they do understand something big is happening, and Mom and Dad are so excited.
We've been in the program for over 2 years and we've worked so hard and we've known that this is coming, but just seeing it actually happening, it just makes it all so real.
And where this truck is going to be our yard, and you and brother can play when it's nice grass.
Just knowing that they're going to have this house to grow up in, this is amazing and huge. Their stability means so much to us.
It seems like it takes a while when you're working on other people's houses. Oh, this is going to take like 6 months or something. But when it's finally your foundation being started, it feels like it's just going. I mean, it is happening.
What is most overwhelming of all is the commitment of the Habitat organization and all those volunteers.
And people are taking time out of their lives not to just come paint a wall or something. They are over here digging and hammering and cutting.
The stories the Martinez family will have to tell about the construction of this home will last a lifetime.
The grizzly lives inland or up in the hills. The brown lives coastal or around water. The brown gets bigger than the grizzly because of its fish.
People come from all over the world to Crescent Lake for the bear viewing.
Sockeye salmon, king salmon, silver salmon.
When the salmon come into the river system to spawn, the bear come home to feed for the winter. The animals are everywhere. There is something about seeing a bear in real life, doing what bears do naturally, that just astounds you. You are in their habitat, and guides help you respect distance and time as you are the guest in this great wilderness. I cannot begin to tell you why Alaska gets into your soul. I really don't understand how it happens, but trust me, it just happens. Perhaps it's the remoteness of it all. You kayak in a river watching bear, or take an inflatable down a swift section where few people have ever been. My son Jess and his friends took Kathy and me on a hike that left us speechless in more ways than one. We climbed up to the top of a mountain ridge. Every time you turn around, there's a view staring back at you. We decided to explore the next ridge. It looked close enough, but as we discovered, the valley was long, with plenty of ravines and hills to forge over and through. We got to the top of the other side. We just looked.
Freaking believable.
Oh. Oh my word. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
We were at the top of another valley, another river, more mountains, and the ocean. And no one could put words as to what we were seeing. We just listened.
Okay, never seen anything like this in my life. Amazing.
7 hours later, we pulled back into camp. No one talked the last hour of the hike. We were just too darn tired. There is a sense of accomplishment when you do something really difficult and discovery is the outcome. You learn about the place, you learn about yourself, and you find out what it's like to see land basically untouched by humans. As you can see, the beard is coming in nicely. It is Movember, which is used to be No Shave November. Now it's Movember to bring awareness to men's health issues, specifically the ones people don't like to talk about, testicular cancer and prostate cancer. So we're doing a little contest for the Oregon Cancer Foundation to see who's growing the best mustache. Actually, it's just how many friends you have that want to give money, but you're giving to a good cause. So you go to growyourmo.org and you look at the people on there, and seriously, you can vote for anyone. Of course, I'd like you to vote for me, but right now I'm so far behind and other guys are doing really well. But it's a good cause. Oregon Cancer Foundation raises money to help people when they're in treatment, to pay for things like maybe a ride to their treatment, or like a car breaks down and they'll help pay to fix that, or if you need a little help with your rent. When you get cancer and you go through treatment, bills mount up and you got to pay them. And so sometimes there's things you can't pay, so that's where the Oregon Cancer Foundation fills in the gap. So it's a great cause and it's really fun. And come on, I mean, look at this. I'm doing a good job. You should be in there voting for me. Don't let Michael Herr win. He can't win. I don't want him to win. Actually, he's a really good guy, but thanks.
I tell people I have the best job in the world, you know, to hold a letter written by George Washington when he was president of the United States. I mean, how many Americans get to even just do that, you know, and to be the person who takes care of that material? You know, it's a fabulous job. It's like all stored away in our stacks, you know. Yeah, just fabulous stuff. People could come in and use the Ken Kesey papers, the papers relating to Pacific Northwest literature, to learn about the migration of people from the Midwest to the West and the Oregon Territory in the 19th century in original Oregon Trail diaries. I mean, people can come here and sit down and use these original documents, you know. It's like we've got this treasure trove of material. They don't really know that they have the right to come here to use these collections, you know, and you don't even have to be affiliated with the university. Anybody could come and use these collections in special collections in university archives, yeah.
When you're in the middle of Alaska, out in the wild, there are no restaurants available. And there's times when you think, man, if I was in Eugene, it would be a great time to call or go online to hungryducks.com, get them to go to one of 40 different restaurants in the area and have them deliver here. Now, they don't exactly deliver in Alaska, but Darren and his crew will get you taken care of. You don't have to leave your house. They'll bring it to you. They even have this cool computer system. You can go online and track how long it's going to take for your food to get there. So that's what we're going to do if I was only in Oregon right now.
It's a 1974 Piper Super Cub. They're vital. If you don't have roads anywhere, you can only get there by air. Oh my goodness, there's nowhere you can't take it.
The only way to truly discover wild Alaska is in an airplane.
Well, each flight's always better than the next. I mean, well, you'll see here real shortly, but it's just spectacular. It's untouched. It's rugged, unbelievably rugged, and beautiful all the same.
Ryan Richards calls flying his therapy.
How often do you get to take this out? If I don't fly about every 3 days, I start getting pretty miserable to be around. So, what does it do for you? Oh, I mean, it's like my release. I mean, what's working out? I mean, what's your deepest passion? Take that away. I mean, that's what you got with aviation with me.
As you glide over mountaintops and through canyons over rivers, you can't help but wonder how many other humans have actually laid eyes on this land.
I can fly 5 minutes from this location here and find places likely nobody has ever seen and certainly never set foot on.
Alaska is like that. You really do get lost in the vastness of what's out there. Every corner a reminder of your smallness to landscapes so big, so overpowering, it's almost mind-numbing. In a small plane, you get more than a view. You get a feel for the land and its inhabitants. Flying just feet over the rivers and over the mountains leaves no trace of your entrance into a place that almost feels holy. As we climb over a mountain, Ryan, who plays in these hidden ravines and valleys all the time, spots something he's never seen before, something out of the ordinary. 3,000 feet above the ground, hidden on a mountaintop, we find an unnamed lake. Ryan is one of those people who is not afraid to risk. He thrives on adventure, and while I do too, to some degree, landing in an unknown lake, not knowing whether it's big enough to get out, creates perspiration along my back. But my mind and my heart are soaring with excitement. We hike around the lake, look over cliffs into new valleys, and talk out loud about the best day we ever had that day. Knowing it will not last forever. As long as I live, I will remember that day. That day at the lake and the feeling of being in a place where only God sets foot.
So this is what makes Alaska so cool, is you can go, you can go places like this, land your plane, if you're with Ryan, come in, name your own lake, which we are deeming this Richards Lake because Ryan Richards and Richard Dancer, and go away and have a story to tell. Plus, what makes it really fun is that if something happened and we couldn't get out of here, we'd be in trouble. But that's what makes adventure, and that's why you do things that are a little risky, and that's why you do things that are a little out of the box, because I think we're all tired of sitting behind a computer and a typewriter and sick of Facebook, sick of all that crap. And this is not Facebook. This is not social media. This is the real world. I hear a lot of people talk about going back to the real world. I kind of would question whether going back is really the real world. I think I found it.